Salutation. Go. Salutations. Welcome to another episode of RWBY RWCH. Today is the 15th of September 2020, and we are going to get straight into episode 2 of volume 2, or chapter 2 of volume 2, I suppose. It's called Welcome to Beacon. Let's dive right in.
There's a point where it tips, there's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, and a point we just can't take anymore. There's a line that we'll cross and there's no return. There's a time and a place, no bridges left to burn anymore. We can't just wait with lives to take until they think we're ready. Our enemies are gathering, our storm is growing louder. Now it's time to say goodbye to the things we love and the innocence of you. All the time seems to fly. Bring back every life and the solitude of peace we always knew.
And precipice of Beacon. So it's just like a giant version of the Shadow People. I love how tall the tower is. You have to get past the clouds to see it. It makes it it elevates Ozpin and Glinda and them. No, I suppose he's not very
Ironwood certainly loves bringing his work wherever he travels.
Well,
I love
running an
Glinda.
academy and a military makes him a busy man. But yes, those are a bit of an eyesore. Come in.
Ozpin,
Hello, General.
please drop the formalities. It's been too long. And Glinda, it has certainly been too long since we last met.
Oh, James.
I'll be outside.
I love how much she hates him. Or she doesn't hate him, she's
Well,
just
she hasn't
like
changed a bit.
not interested
So,
in his bullshit.
what in the world
which I
has
love
brought
about
you
her.
all the way down from Atlas? Headmasters don't typically travel with their students for the Vital Festival?
Well, you know how much I love Vale this time of year. Besides, with you hosting, I thought this might be a good opportunity for us to catch up.
I can certainly appreciate quality time between friends. However, the small fleet outside my window has me somewhat concerned.
Well, concern is what brought them here.
I understand travel between
like both their
kingdoms
voice
has become
actors, too.
increasingly difficult.
Shannon
Oz,
McCormick and
you
Jason
and I
Rose.
both know why I brought those.
They're
men.
perfect for the roles, actually. Like, I don't think I could envision anybody else.
We are in
voicing
a
their
time of
characters.
peace.
It's a good
Shows
shit.
of power like this are just going to give off the wrong impression.
But if what Crow said is true, then
If what Crow said is true, then we will handle it tactfully. It's the Vital Festival, a time to celebrate unity and peace.
Intrigue.
So I suggest you not scare people by transporting hundreds of soldiers halfway across the continent.
I'm just being cautious.
As am I, which is why we will continue to train the best huntsmen and huntresses we can.
Believe me, I am.
And
Ask
this
yourself
line
this.
is a callback, or a call
Do you
forward.
honestly believe your children
Can win a
can win a
war.
war?
This comes back in Volume 7 soundtrack.
I hope they never have to.
It comes back in Volume 7 soundtrack, the track Hero. Good song. Good song. See, I love when they have downtime and you just get to see how they're chilling and having fun when they're not fighting and everything. It's just more immersive in their...
Prepare your kingdom for battle. Bring
In
it
their
on.
world.
I deploy the Elysian Air Fleet. Looks like I get to fly right over your Ursa and attack your walls directly.
You fiend!
And since Atlas
I always
is
found it weird that she
fundamental,
had the
my
little
repair time only
fingerprint
lasts
there.
one turn.
Pretty sneaky, sis. But you just activated my trap card. Giant Nevermore!
If I roll a 7 or higher, Fatal Feathers will slice your fleet
Fatal
in
Feathers?
two. But if you roll a 6 or lower, then Nevermore will turn on your own forces.
That's just a chance I'm willing to take. So Yang won. She rolled a 7 or higher. I always find it really cute that the bubble popped there too. They always have such nice visual gags. X-Ray and Bad was also a good show. I think it only had 2 seasons.
You all have pancakes.
Come on, John. And then Pierre starts reading herself.
No. Well, Weiss, it's your turn.
I have
Absolutely no idea what's going on.
Look, it's easy. You're playing as Vacuo, which means all Vacuo-based cards come with a bonus.
That sounds dumn.
See, you've got Sandstorm, Desert Scavenge, oh, Resourceful Raider. See, now you could take Ruby's discard air fleet and put it in your hand.
Okay.
And since Vacuo warriors have an endurance boost against natural hazards, you could use Sandstorm to disable my ground forces and
I love
simultaneously
how
infiltrate my
fair
kingdom.
Yang is.
Just know that I will not forget this declaration of
Like,
war.
she's not a
That
cheater.
means-
You're just 3 moves away from conquering Remnant.
Yes! Fear the almighty power of my forces. Cower as they pillage your homes and weep as they take your children from your very arms.
That's kind of dark.
Your
Weiss.
armies have been destroyed.
Your armies have been
This game of
destroyed.
emotions we play. Stay strong, Weiss. We'll make it through this together.
Shut up! Don't touch me. And then she
All right,
pulls her
Blake,
closer.
you're up.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I like
Sorry, what am
how
I doing?
fair
Playing as Veil. Trying
Yang
to conquer
is.
the
Like,
kingdoms
even
of
back
Remnant.
when
Right.
they found out
Hey, can I play?
Blake was part of
We've
the
already got
White
4
Fang.
people.
Besides, this game requires
She-
a certain level of tactical
She's like, maybe she
cunning
is,
that I
maybe she
seriously
isn't,
doubt
and we have to hear both sides
You
and
attacked your own
everything.
naval fleet 2 turns ago.
And Yang is
Bring it on, Ice Queen.
She's fair.
I'll have you know that I've been told I'm a natural-born leader.
By who? Your mother?
And
fact.
Pyrrha.
Hello again.
Hello
Come on,
again.
let me play your hand for a turn.
I'm not trusting you with the good citizens of Vacuo.
Why not? You've trusted me with way more important stuff before. I mean, you told us all that Blake is secretly a
Fun-loving person whom we all
admire
respire
and
and respect.
Right. That. Ladies?
That
enjoy
wasn't
your
their
bath.
place to tell them that
Hey,
Blake
son.
is a
Ruby,
faunus.
Yang, Blake.
That's
Ice
betraying
cream.
her confidence, to be
Everyone
honest.
keep calling me that.
I never got a chance to formally introduce you to my old friend. Aren't libraries for reading?
Thank you.
Pancakes.
Shut up, don't be a nerd.
Intellectual.
Okay? Thank you. I'm Neptune.
So, Neptune,
Yeah,
where
I
are you
love sea
from?
monkeys.
Haven. And I don't believe I've caught your name.
Snow Angel.
I'm Weiss.
She's into it.
Pleasure to meet you. I never took you as the board game playing type.
Right. Well, I think I'm done playing, actually. I'll see you guys later.
Campbell Shroud didn't clip through her hair this time.
Women.
The fact that it was Nora who said that every time.
White Fang and I are going
It gets me.
joint business venture together.
Yeah, so I was
Well,
saying,
This has certainly
Okay,
been
hold
an
on, back
eventful
away.
evening.
I like the scene a lot.
I'm sure that after a night of thwarting
Flashback.
attempted robbery, you probably just want to go home and take a nap. But
I think this was
I was
after
hoping
episode
that maybe
16,
we could have a chance to talk.
once they finished
Of course.
Wonderful.
beating
As you
Torchwick
know,
and
in
the White
order to
Fang.
enroll at my academy, students must first pass a rigorous entrance exam.
How did
Most applicants spend years of preparation
did
training at
John
one
do
of the
that
many
then?
combat schools around the world. You are one of the few who did not. And you passed the exam with flying colors.
I was raised outside
Very
the kingdoms. If you can't fight, you can't survive.
Well, you have most certainly survived, Blake. I admire your drive, and I am proud to run a school that accepts individuals
Shannon
from
McCormick
all
has the
walks
perks of
of
voice her
life.
husband. I can't get over it.
Rich, poor,
Human.
faunus.
Faunus.
Why do you wear that bow, Blake? Why hide who you are?
You know damn why.
You may be willing to accept the faunus, Professor Ozpin, but your species is not.
True. But we are continuing to take strides to lessen the divide.
With all due
He sounds like
respect,
every
you
white
need to start
liberal
taking
ever.
some larger strides.
Thank you.
Until then, I'd rather avoid any unnecessary attention.
Let him
I want
know.
people to see me for who I am, not what I am.
Osmond's sounding like, oh, you know,
And what
racism is
are
a thing
you?
of the past.
I don't understand what you're asking.
How did you know the White Fang would be at the shipyard tonight?
I didn't. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
You wouldn't have been the first. But what happened tonight was not an isolated incident. I may be your headmaster, but I am also a huntsman. And it is my sworn duty to protect this world from the forces that conspire against it. Blake.
Is he trying to imply
Are you
she's
sure there is nothing else you would like to
part
tell
of the
me?
White Fang still?
I'm sure.
Very well. Thank you for your time, Ms. Belladonna. If you ever need to talk to me, please don't hesitate to ask.
Ugh, we should have never let him play.
You're just mad because the new guy beat you. See,
Neptune?
if you had just attacked when I told you, none of this would have happened.
Stop.
Lately, you've been quiet, antisocial, and moody.
I love how
have
she
you met Blake?
observes
Which
this.
I get is kind of your thing.
She's a good friend.
But you've been doing it more than usual, which, quite frankly, is unacceptable. You made a promise to me, to all of us, that you would let us know if something was wrong.
She did.
So, Blake Belladonna, what is wrong?
They don't have this kind of comedy anymore, and I kind of miss it. There's a point where it breaks, there's a
I don't understand how everyone can be so calm.
You're still thinking about Torchwick?
Torchwick, the White Fang?
All of it. Something big is happening and no one is doing anything about it.
Ospen told us not to worry. Between the police and the huntsman, I'm sure they could handle it.
Well, I'm not. They don't know the White Fang like I do.
That's true.
Okay, between blowing up nightclubs, stopping thieves, and fighting for freedom, I'm sure the three of you think you're all ready to
Yang,
go out and
Ruby,
apprehend
Blake.
these ne'er-do-wells. Who? But let me once again be the voice of reason. We're students. We're not ready to handle this sort of situation. Well, yeah, but
We're not ready. And we may never be ready.
Our enemies aren't just gonna sit around and wait for graduation day. They're out there
That's facts.
somewhere planning their next move, and none of us know what it is,
But it's coming.
Whether we're ready
Or not.
okay. All in favor of becoming the youngest hunters to single-handedly bring down a corrupt organization conspiring against the Kingdom of Vale, say aye.
Very good at face animation.
Yes.
I love it when you're feisty.
Well, I suppose it could be fun.
Oh, that smile
None
Blake
of you said
gave.
aye.
All right then,
None of you said
we're in
I.
this together.
Let's hatch a plan.
I love that the
Yeah.
team just
I left my
comes
board game in the
together.
library. We're doomed. I'll be right
how they
back.
validate Blake, and they don't turn around
Sorry.
and color crazy and that sort of stuff.
Are you
They're
okay?
ride or die.
I'm fine. Just watch where you're going.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm Ruby. Are you new?
Visiting from Haven, actually. I like Jessica Negri's voice. She's very good for Cinder.
Ooh, you're here for the festival.
That moment of
But exchange students have their own
Staring.
dormitory.
I guess we just got
where
turned
Ruby was
around.
analyzing them.
Don't worry, happens all the time. Your building is just.
I like how they just walked
east of
by
here.
without her finishing.
Thanks. Maybe we'll see you around.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, and welcome to Beacon.
Come at me, and you'll see I'm more than meets the eye. You think that you'll break me, you're gonna find in time. You're standing too close to a flame that's burning hotter than the sun in the middle of July. Saying that you're on me, but you still can't win. Listen up, silly boy, 'cause I'm gonna tell you why. High five.
Okay, so what was I gonna say? I love how the team validates Blake, and they're not like, "You're crazy, you can't do this." They ultimately agreed to help her out, and I love that they're ride and die. Like, it's just, I want friends like that. You know what I mean? Like ones who don't dismiss what I have to say, especially when I'm feeling bad about something. I want them to be like, okay, what can we do about it? What can be realistic? How can we realistically assess this situation? Because no matter what it is, we're gonna do it together as a team. I'm all about that. I love Team Ruby for that. Blake is correct in that they may never be ready, but they still have to do something. They can't just be always waiting for for the right time, right? What else? Ironwood has been introduced. General James Ironwood, Zaddy, as some people might call him. Some people, not me, at all. Yeah, is a military person. He's the general, obviously, of the army, of the Alice Army, and he's also the headmaster of the Alice Academy. So he pulls double time doing both of those, and he's here for the Vital Festival tournament, which Osmond said is unusual because headmasters don't usually join as well, but they don't travel as well. But Ironwood's here because he's paranoid and worried about everything, especially about what Crow had to say. And Crow will be introduced in Volume 3, so he's not that far off from now. I love that Weiss acknowledged that Blake was acting weird. Like before in Volume 1, they had a contentious relationship because of Blake being a faunus and Weiss being completely anti-White Fang, or the extremist version of it at least, and the fact that Blake was part of the White Fang at one point. Weiss at one point she didn't fuck about Blake, but now it shows how much she cares about her teammate and how much she's grown, and it's a callback to when she said, don't run away next time. Like, next time something this big comes up, you'll talk with your teammate and not someone else. And so Weiss called her out on it and like held her to that promise, which I really enjoyed. And it ultimately ended up benevolent for everybody because like everybody got what they wanted. Weiss showed that she cares about Blake and that she held Blake accountable to the promise that Blake made her, even though it should have been Weiss apologizing and making a promise to Blake to not be racist or like try to be anti-racist or whatever, or discriminatory, as Blake said. Or it should have been Weiss who is the one making the promise and apologizing to Blake, but that's not what happened, so let's just move on from there. What else? I think I liked the moment where Ruby was analyzing them. She was just staring at them, like looking at them really she was looking at them and really taking them in before she just segued back into like, it looked like she doesn't know anything. But the moment of tension when she didn't say anything and she was just looking at them, it was very good quality, very good tension, because you expected her to say something and be like, I know these people are like, maybe, I don't know, has she met them before? Oh, because she met Cinder in the first episode. She just didn't know it was Cinder, and she doesn't know this is Cinder, right? Because Cinder didn't speak and she was hidden in the shadows of the bullhead, whatever it's called. I'll put it right there, right here. So this is the first time Ruby and Cinder are face to face, like in the same room. They've come face to face to each other because they're in the airship, but it was from a distance. So this is the first time they're actually like face to face. So there's your protagonist and your antagonist, and I love the dramatic irony whenever a party doesn't know that the other party is somebody who's going to be very important to them, and it's usually the protagonist who doesn't know is the antagonist, right? Whereas the antagonist has to be. Leo, can you stop making noise? Licking your hand and cleaning yourself. It's usually the antagonist who's aware of the protagonist, because they have to be aware because they're the ones moving the plot. Otherwise there'd be no plot, right? Typically, at least. And then there is the protagonist who's usually ignorant about it because they don't know the antagonist yet. So the audience knows, the protagonist doesn't, so it creates that dramatic irony. So this is a really good episode. It set up some stuff. There's the White Fang to still be dealt with. There's torture to still be dealt with. Cinder is a new threat. And Blake is having issues mentally and health-wise and like emotionally, because this sort of stuff, like being a faunus, is very, very important to her because that's who she is, and she's having to deal with all this discrimination and like the uncertainty of knowing that an organization she spent a majority of her life in is doing evil shit, and it's doing it with, or like not necessarily evil shit, they're being more extremist in their methods, but they're doing it for a good cause, right? That doesn't necessarily, depending on if they don't kill people, then it's like property is meaningless. Like property rights don't amount anything to human or faunus lives. So that's that. And where was I going to go with this? I don't remember. Point is, Weiss, Blake, Yang, and Ruby are team friendship goals, and I think that's all I want to say. Now we've seen Cinder, we've seen Ruby meet Cinder, Cinder has been directly integrated into the plot, which is good because like last episode, she's introduced at the end of, or like properly introduced at the end of Volume 1. We didn't see her in the beginning of Volume 2, the first episode, which was the food fight episode. And then now she's properly introduced, so we're expecting big things from her, very, very big things. Just like she's expecting from Roman Torchwick. So that was Volume 1, Chapter 2. Sorry, Volume 2, Chapter 2, Welcome to Beacon. This was Mookies. Thank you so much for liking this video. If you liked it, if you didn't, okay. Why are you still here? If you like it, bueno. If no, say la vie. Please subscribe if you feel so, like you want to do so. If not, okay, like it's your life. And pay attention and not pay attention, but like hopefully you stick around. Or, I mean, I guess pay attention. Hopefully you'll stick around and see more episodes of RWBY Rewatch. I will see you guys shortly. Take care. Take care, friend.